On a casual summer evening in a small suburban town, a young woman named Emily sat quietly in her cozy living room. The room was filled with the scent of lavender candles, and the gentle hum of the ceiling fan added a sense of calm, yet, inside Emily's mind, a storm brewed. She held a notebook in her lap, its pages filled with scribbles of English words, phrases, and half-formed sentences. Emily had a secret that no one but her closest friend knew. Despite living in the United States for 2 years, she struggled to speak English fluently. But tonight was different. Tonight, she would uncover something extraordinary, something that could change her life forever. And not just her life, but also the lives of countless others who faced the same struggle. "Hello, everyone," Emily began, her voice steady but carrying a hint of nervousness. She was recording her first video for an online English learning group. "Today, I want to share a story about a girl who felt lost in a world of words she couldn't understand. But by the end of this story, you'll discover the secret that helped her find her voice. So, stay with me till the end. Trust me, this could change your life too." She smiled, feeling a rush of confidence. While listening, you'll learn new words and how to make sentences with them. It's not just about learning. It's about practicing in a fun and easy way. So, are you ready? Emily's story began in a bustling city in India. She grew up in a lively neighborhood where her days were filled with the sounds of honking cars, street vendors calling out, and neighbors chatting in Hindi. Her dream was to move to the United States and build a career as a graphic designer. She loved art and spent hours sketching her imagination, bringing her ideas to life. But there was one obstacle: English. Emily had learned some English in school, but it was mostly grammar rules and textbook exercises. Speaking was another story. She felt embarrassed every time she tried, stumbling over words and mixing up tenses. When Emily moved to the US at 22, she quickly realized how much she needed to improve. Conversations at her workplace were fast-paced, filled with slang and expressions she didn't understand. At grocery stores, she struggled to ask for simple items. Even ordering coffee felt like a daunting task. One day, her boss asked her to give a short presentation about her design ideas. Emily's heart sank. She spent hours preparing, but when the moment came, her voice shook, and she forgot her lines. The room fell silent. After the meeting, Emily sat at her desk, fighting back tears. She felt small, like she didn't belong. That night, Emily called her best friend, Priya, who still lived in India. "Emily, don't give up," Priya said firmly. "You're one of the most determined people I know. If anyone can overcome this, it's you." "But how, Priya? Every time I open my mouth, I feel like a fool," Emily replied. Priya thought for a moment. "Let's start small. I'll call you every day and we'll practice, one sentence at a time." Emily hesitated but then nodded. "Okay, let's try." The next morning, Emily woke up with a renewed sense of purpose. She decided to tackle her fear head-on. She wrote down 3 goals. 1. Learn 5 new English words every day. To practice speaking for 10 minutes daily. 3. Watch one English movie every week. Emily began her journey. She downloaded language apps, joined online forums, and even started a journal where she wrote about her day in English. One day, at a local park, she met an elderly woman named Mrs. Thompson, who was reading a book on a bench. "Excuse me," Emily said, her voice trembling. "What are you reading?" Mrs. Thompson looked up and smiled. "Oh, it's a novel by Jane Austen. Do you like reading?" Emily hesitated but then nodded. "Yes, but I am not good in English." Mrs. Thompson's smile widened. "Well, you're brave for trying. Would you like to read with me sometimes? We can practice together." Emily's eyes lit up. "Really? Yes, I would like that." Over the next few months, Emily and Mrs. Thompson met regularly. They read stories, practiced conversations, and even laughed over Emily's funny mistakes. "You're doing so well, Emily," Mrs. Thompson said one day. "Remember, every expert was once a beginner." Those words stayed with Emily. She pushed herself harder, practicing whenever she could. She started speaking to cashiers, joining local meetups, and even volunteering at a library to help kids with their art projects. One evening, Emily was invited to a friend's party. Normally, she would have declined, afraid of awkward conversations. But this time, she said yes. At the party, Emily found herself in a group discussion about travel. She listened intently, then decided to share her own story. "I am from India," she began, her voice clear. "I moved here 2 years ago. It was hard at first, but I learned, little by little. And now, I love it here." The group smiled, nodding encouragingly. Emily felt a warmth she hadn't felt in a long time, a sense of belonging. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and share. See you soon.